I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. The NAZIYAH case. Jarvis Butts charged again. This time, an 8-year-old victim that happens to be his daughter. Salute to the chat. Salute to all of my moderators. Salute to the replay gang. Let me read tonight's copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, y'all, let's dive straight into this demonstration. I will come down there and entertain the chat in it. Let's dive into this demonstration, y'all.
A man awaiting trial on charges of murder, kidnapping, and sexual assault is facing even more disturbing allegations. He's charged with sexually assaulting several young girls, and now we're told a family member as well. And Fox News' Camille Amiri is live with the latest on this, and very disturbing here, Camille.
Yeah, very disturbing to say the least. We're talking about 42-year-old Jarvis Butts. I'm sure his name sounds familiar to our viewers. Take a look at some video in court today, charged with sexually assaulting his own daughter. She was just 8 years old at the time. Prosecutors say this happened between June of 2021 and June of 2022. Of course, his name is familiar because he was accused of the kidnapping and murder and sexual assault of 13-year-old NAZIYAH Harris in 2024, arrested last fall. He's been in jail ever since on those charges. But since then, several more charges involving criminal sexual conduct and young girls dating back to 2012. And then today, we learned he allegedly sexually assaulted his daughter at his place of work. Take a listen.
He has done it multiple times. On top of that, there was a witness who caught the defendant penetrating the complaining witness. And Your Honor, it should be noted that he is facing other multiple CSC charges.
Now, Butts was remanded to the Wayne County Jail, where he has been ever since last fall. No bond for him in any of these cases. Meanwhile, he'll be back in court on this case on October 8th. Reporting live, Camille Amiri, Fox 2 News.
Let me just come to my chat. Before I get started with my commentary, let me get some comments from my chat. Leslie says, this guy is not attractive at all. He's a piece of you know what. He's a piece of sugar, honey, and iced tea. What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts when it comes to the case? Do you think that this is going to be, is it going to have a major impact for the defense? I see you, Jacqueline, Miss Fluffy, Deborah. Wow, this is crazy. The devil is busy. And see, I'll save it because let me try to get some of y'all comments. Latasha says, disgusting. I see you, Kizzy. I see y'all. I see you, Quita. Unavailable. I see. This case is too much. I think it will be pushed back again. I see you, misunderstood. Shannon going down. Word on the streets is that Shannon is going down also. Also word on the street, some other family members are going down as well. All right, what is this? Okay. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right. I see you, TT. An 8-year-old child, this crazy, He loses his mind. Low. I see you, Chandra. It's definitely going to be pushed back again between the inconsistencies, lies, and the fact there's so many victims. Appreciate your super sticker, Nubian. I see you, Mel. Wait, he was caught penetrating, but just now being charged. Why wasn't he arrested then? Make it make sense. All right, I'm gonna grab a few more and then I'm gonna jump into it. They all knew and was okay with it. She had babies, so this can happen. It happened to her as well. Get all of them because they all knew what was going down and condoned it. I see you, Shy. Phoenix, so true. Yes, this is deep, Rock. They all gonna pay for what they have done to this baby, and he's still being charged for many more babies. Just sad. I see you, Tiff. There's no hope for an adult in that family. Prayers to all the children and other victims. I hope they break the curse. I see you, pretty one. All right, I'll come back to the chat, y'all. And if anybody want to join me on the panel, just ask me to drop the link, and I'll drop the link. Let me see, y'all. The child is the eyewitness, and so is Cordell. Is this Shannon's daughter? Let me grab this one. Shank, I really believe the owner of that shop is paying for Jarvis to be protected. The owner is on it too. They need to check the basement of the hotel. All right, let me drop the link. And if you want to come up, come on up. I see you, Miss Party Line.
So very sad, Camille. I know there are allegations, but are there possibilities of other victims out there that investigators may be looking into?
I mean, yeah, and nothing is off the table, right? And they are investigating all possible leads, and prosecutors say that this guy, they say he's an expert groomer, and they say that he would actually befriend women, date women specifically to get to their daughters. This has just been a horrific story we've been following ever since it broke last year, and we'll continue to bring you details.
All right, y'all. Now let me slide in for a few. Now, I believe because remember, Kiwana and Janelle, when they filed the complaint, right? Let's backtrack a little bit, okay? Remember the conversation that Kiwana and them had with Shannon about Jarvis inappropriately touching the kids. Kiwana and them said they thought that Shannon was going to file a complaint, but she didn't. So then that's what made Kiwana and Janelle, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, that's what made Kiwana and Janelle put the complaint in. Now, if y'all remember, the complaint was about Janiyah and NAZIYAH. Remember? So I believe, I could be wrong, anybody feel free to correct me. I believe that that's what this stems from. And then also with the child, I'm not going to say a name for privacy, but you all know the child that I'm talking about made reference to seeing it. So I think that this is that investigation that they just never completed. Well, they did complete it because remember they contacted Shannon and Shannon blew it off like it didn't happen. It never happened. But I think that this is the state backtracking things. My opinion, I hope that it is, because if Kiwana and Janelle put the complaint in, and the Detroit Police Department even said it themselves, they dropped the ball. All right? Give me 1 second, y'all. Appreciate the super sticker, Tiffany. Appreciate the super sticker, Leo. Appreciate the super chat, Trelane. He needs life in prison or the death penalty. My honest opinion, I feel like he deserves either or. I feel like definitely life in prison if he's convicted of the inappropriately touching. I think that the death penalty, if they can prove that he unalived NAZIYAH. Talk to me, nephew.
What's up, You can hear me?
Yeah, talk to me. You sound good.
All right. Salute, salute, Rock Squad. I had to pull up and say something about this on this particular demonstration because I'm so sick and tired of. Like I said, I work in the prison system, right? I'm a correction officer. I'm so sick and tired of these inmate advocates, all these people coming in. Individual can be rehabilitated. Give them a second chance. No. Not everyone can be rehabilitated.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You went out, Trelane. You went out, Trelane. Well, I'll just pick up where Trelane left off at until he comes back. Now, Trelane works in the prison system. And as he said,
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I say, I'm so sick and tired of everybody thinking everybody deserves a second chance. You can't rehabilitate everyone. Some people have a sickness. Some people call it mental health issues. No, some people are just evil and have negative thoughts in their mind. Jarvis was already previously convicted offender, correct? And this is, mind you, this is when Shannon said she met him at 19, right? She already knew he was an offender, so he did it before. And then what happens? He gets out. He continuously does it and does it and does it. Like the news broadcaster said, he's a serial offender. Why was he out on the street? He doesn't need to be on the street because he's gonna keep doing it. And you have people advocating for these dudes to get out of jail, give him a program, try to rehabilitate him. No, like I said, I don't want to seem like like I say, I'm for the death penalty. Don't get me wrong. In certain situations, I'm for the death penalty. But some people just, and I'm not a negative person. Don't get me wrong, but some people need to either do life in prison or they gotta go because he's gonna keep doing it. You know how many children and stuff he's harming, and within the meantime, going through all of this, his own daughter, his own kids. Come on, man. This is this is sad, man. He should have never been on the street from the first part when he was first offended, when he first got convicted for that. What they said, he did 8 years? Nah, he should have never been let back out on the streets. He's gonna keep doing it. He continued to do it. And now you have a young girl who lost her life. Like I said, I don't know if he did it alone, if he had someone do it with him, but it's not right. It's not right. Some people just don't need to be on the streets.
Let me slide in, nephew.
It hurt.
Nephew, you working in the prisons, right? How is it in prison for a guy like Jarvis?
I'm gonna tell you. Well, I'm in New York, right? So for someone like him with such a high profile case, they won't have him in general population with the rest of the people that's locked up. He'll more than likely be in it's not really solitary, but he'll be in the cell by himself, and he'll basically be in the cell by himself. No one can have access to him, and only time he comes out during the day, he'll come out for 1 hour of recreation, and then he'll go back to his cell, and you do that every day, back to back to back. So a lot of people think, oh, when Jarvis goes to jail, they're gonna beat him up the inmate's gonna do this and that to him. No, nobody's gonna have access to him. He's gonna be isolated because they know if they put him in the general population and he gets hurt or gets assaulted or inmates do get to him, his family's gonna sue. This is just in New York. I can't speak about how it is in Detroit, but I just know in New York, people that would have a high profile case like him, like something that would have been on TV or something went viral on social media or the internet, nobody's gonna have access to him. I can tell you from the fact.
Is it cases where the guards, maybe fell asleep? You know what I'm trying to say? Maybe made a mistake and popped his cell.
Not in New York. His cell was left open by mistake and somebody got to him. Nah. That's not gonna happen in New York. No. Because if he's in one of those areas, like I say, where he's in isolation and he only comes out 1 hour a day, there's no excuse. If God forbid somebody does magically get to him, and let's say does harm to him or whatever, then somebody's getting in trouble from our end. So it's not gonna happen. So like I say, I can only speak from a New York aspect of the prison system. I don't know how it is in Detroit, but for someone like him, he's not gonna be in general population because at the end of the day, other people that's locked up, they don't like what he's charged for.
Right.
They don't like offenders. They really don't like them.
Right.
Like certain areas in general population, when an individual tries to go into one of the areas where, let's say you got 50 guys that's locked up, right? Before that new individual goes into that housing area, the other inmates will ask him, "What are you in here for?"
Yep.
And if he has a charge like that, they will not let him in that dorm. And they'll tell him, "If you come in here, it's not gonna be good for you. So go somewhere else." So they really don't like that. That's true. That's one thing that I could say is very true. People, other guys that's locked up, they don't like people with his charges and his previous history of convictions. They don't tolerate it. That's why they keep people like Jarvis isolated. So, he can't, no harm could come to him. Because at the end of the day, he's innocent until proven guilty. But everybody knows he's more than he did what he did. He does what he does. But according to the court of law, innocent until proven guilty. So we have to treat it as such. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
I'm with you. Let me let Mel slide in. And look, I was just saying that I'm gonna back away from covering the case for a while until something new comes out. And bam, somebody sent me this today, and I was like, golly. So come on in, Mel.
Again? Come on.
Just when I said, go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
Hey, Mel, yeah, just when you think it's over, oh, now he has more charges against another child. Like, come on, man. It hurts. Because where's the protection for these kids? Where's the CPS? Where's they family? Because please believe, like I say, if I don't know where the male role models were in NAZIYAH.
You froze up, Trelane.
You would have had one time to tell me that, oh, Jarvis might possibly be doing something with her. No, it's supposed to have got dealt with then and there.
And
I have a son. Thank God I don't have a daughter.
Right.
In that situation, no.
And that's the man code. That's the bro code. You don't even gotta be a man. Look, you don't even gotta be a man that's in the streets. If you could be a pastor, you could be an imam, you could be a 9 to 5, you could be whatever type of man you are. Ain't no man gonna allow Jarvis. That's why we ride so hard on NAZIYAH Harris's family. For those that just don't understand why the content creators ride so hard on NAZIYAH's family, is because it's nowhere in the world that Jarvis should have had access to NAZIYAH and them other babies. That's why I ride. That's why every other content creator ride. And if y'all got a problem with that, then y'all gonna have to deal with it.
That's right. You're right, Shank. You're right. You're right. You,
Mm,
Shank, listen,
mm,
you too, Mocha, all of you honorable content creators that have done nothing since you guys started covering this case, y'all have done nothing but advocate for justice for this little girl and for the family not to show up every time, like when Two did her thing over there in the streets the other day for Naziah's birthday, for the family not to show up for this girl. And I kind of noticed, I'm glad you did that demonstration. The day Two and them went over there and did that happy birthday celebration in the street. Why did that lady go and make a live and try to bring up some nonsense? I think it was Roxy, the Roxy lady. Why are you making a live the same day that they out there trying to promote and just bring positivity to Naziah's birthday? Why would you make a live and say the stuff you said? Why that same day? You could have did a live any other day. Why are you doing it that day? It's like y'all want people to feel sympathy for y'all, but at the end of the day, y'all do stupidness to make it think like, all right, y'all are just as guilty. Y'all are guilty. Y'all did something negative. It's the only thing that makes sense. And I'm so glad you did that demonstration that day because I didn't peep it until you said it. Until I
mm.
noticed it. Like, why the hell she went on there and made it live? I can't remember what she was talking about. But why did you do it that day? You could have did it the day before. You could have did it the day after. Why are you going online talking
And
this for that
let,
girl? Come on, man.
let me let Mel get in. Come on in, Mel. Mel, come on, Mel.
Hey, salute, Shay, salute, Tremaine, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Mel?
Nothing
Salute, Mel.
much.
What's up?
Hey,
Awesome.
I can't call. I just really somebody else got to have culpability because when you having young girls like that and they're being penetrated, man, that underwear is going to tell the story. Who's washing clothes? Like, who's doing the laundry? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but it's there. So who's doing the
Hmm.
laundry?
Yep. All the evidence is there, Mel. You're absolutely right. It's no way in heck that family didn't know what was going on with Jarvis and his eye. It's no way. It's impossible.
Even
That's
with
why I was
the
yeah, I'm sorry.
8-year-old or the 4-year-old or however old,
Hmm.
you say that you guys are saying that he penetrated her at his job. Well, you walked in and called him. You didn't call the cops. I mean, I help me understand that. Unless he's a
They knew.
plug.
Right. This is the
Yeah,
thing.
they
They
yep,
knew. They
yep,
Shannon,
right.
Miss Annette, those two, they knew. It's you can't convince me that they didn't know. They knew. And they allowed it. And they didn't care. They didn't care at all. So now here comes his own daughter. His own daughter. Now, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, this is
He doing
not
it at
fact. And in my opinion, it's going to be a plea type demonstration because the state of Michigan, appreciate this super sticker, Sharon. The state of Michigan has a concrete case. Their case against Jarvis, when it comes to the inappropriately touching, it's as solid as it gets. You ain't gonna get no more solid when it comes to the
Hmm.
inappropriate touching. But here comes that red rum. And I know many believe that Shank, they got evidence to convict them for the red rum. They do got evidence, but it's substantial evidence compared to the solid evidence that they got on the inappropriately touching. So here comes the plea bargain. You work in the prison system, Trelane. Mel, you didn't seen case after case, and we all seen
like
case.
like they're piling it on. They're piling it on. You know, they're building a sandwich because I don't think that whatever they have, they don't have enough to convict him of red rum. So they're just gonna pile on everything else. But you know, I think the thing that's startling me so much is that why are you doing this at work? can work with other people in the shop.
Crazy.
Like that's just. But even
But
even
that's
with that, if because I thought the lady on the news said somebody walked them on them with the youngest child, but you didn't call the cops. Like, what did you do? You didn't call the police at that time to have him
if that's
arrested.
the case, yep.
Like somebody else got some culpability in this. This is insane. It don't make a lot of sense to me.
It's definitely insane, Mel. Insane is the perfect word for it. Like you said, if somebody walked in and caught him doing something inappropriate with NAZIYAH or one of the other children, yes.
Open head.
And like I said before, for them to say they had 40, what it started with, like 40 witnesses, or they said they started with 40 witnesses or 48 witnesses, whatever the case was. Now you up to 78 witnesses, and none of y'all 78 people thought to it started with 40. Now it's up to what, 78, almost 80 people, and nobody thought.
I don't know.
What's going on?
It's got to be more culpability because, again, any young girl, especially their age and younger, that's been penetrated by somebody, somebody's doing some laundry around there.
No, it's insane. I can't put my head around it. It really bothers me.
And to think of, like I said,
nobody said nothing.
Right. Here's the cold piece now. To think of it, CPS already had the report for Janiyah and NAZIYAH. They already had it. NAZIYAH's, and everybody know, but those that don't know, NAZIYAH's name, it was just the first name, so they didn't follow through to go and speak with NAZIYAH because the last name wasn't on there. It wasn't no last name. I mean, they just completely dropped the ball. But what I'm trying to say is the report for Janiyah and NAZIYAH had already been in, I believe, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the year 2022. I believe that's the year when Kiwana and Janelle put that complaint in. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it the year 2022 that Kiwana and Janelle put that report in? So this is what I'm saying. If they would have done their work, if CPS, they would have done their work, then we wouldn't be up here fighting for justice for NAZIYAH. Okay, so it was 2022.
Okay, see, so going back to 2022, who was doing laundry?
Yep. Exactly.
And let me say this, y'all, because it goes back to what I was saying as far as women are nosy. Women are nosy by nature. Mel raised a good question, even though who's doing laundry can be taken all over the Monopoly board, but let's just stick with it. Who's doing laundry? Who was doing NAZIYAH's laundry?
Right. I always check my girls' laundry from the time they was wearing panties. Always. When I'm doing laundry, I'm checking panties. And I'm quite sure in your chat, most women in your chat with daughters, when they did laundry, they checking underwear.
Come on.
One of your other demonstrations, Shank, if Kiwana and Janelle made that report in 2022, I'm sure and was questioned about it. And then they say that things were unfounded, they couldn't prove it, so they dropped the case.
Yeah, because Shannon.
So then why, like I said, right, exactly. So why after that are you still I'm pretty sure after 2022 they were still letting NAZIYAH and them girls go to that shop. Why are you still letting them go to the shop? And you got a CPS report that Jarvis is allegedly abusing them. Come on, what's going on? They knew. They knew.
Shannon on her way to prison, y'all. I know
I
y'all
hope
have.
so. I pray to God.
I know y'all have seen and heard the latest on the streets. Shannon, her time's up. You know, no matter how we slice it, no matter how we dice it, it happened on Miss Annette's watch, and Shannon was right there. Shannon knew everything that was going on, and Shannon did not stop it. Shannon could have stopped it when that 2022 CPS report was filed,
Exactly.
and when they came to Shannon and questioned Shannon, Shannon could have shut it all down right there and said, yes, that yellow ninja right there is guilty of what them babies is saying that he done. And it would have been shut. Jarvis would have been locked up.
Yep.
But this is the crazy part. In 2022, according to them testifying, Shannon wasn't even living there. It was Marquita and what's his name?
Dre?
Yes, Shannon didn't move there to October of 2023. So it was Marquita and Dre living at the house. I might be wrong, but I think that's what they testified to, and I know that I've heard that, and I'm quite sure that Miss Parker got that in her transcripts as well. Shannon didn't move there to October of 2023, and that said that as well. So in 2022, Marquita and Dre was living at the house.
Look,
You're right, Mel.
and look, the dominoes is falling now. The bowling pins is falling. Y'all know who y'all are. I ain't gonna put y'all out here. I ain't gonna put y'all on blast. But those, they know. Y'all better run for the border. And even when you run for the border, you know they gonna come get you. But this it's going down. Don't y'all see? Because listen now, this is where we're at in the NAZIYAH Harris case. This is where we're at. The ball was dropped, right? But what the state of Michigan is doing, the state of Michigan is backtracking everything to cover their asses, as they should. They ain't going down. They ain't peep game. Let me put y'all up on some game. Why do y'all think the court cases are starting to get pushed back? Why y'all think new charges are starting to come out? Because the state of Michigan is backtracking everything. And things that they should have done in the beginning, they're going to do it now. Peak game.
What's that noise, Shane?
That's Trelane. Let me put you on mute, Trelane. That's Trelane music. So that's where we're at now. Just watch the dominoes. This charge right here, it should have already been. He should have already been charged with this. But that's just the state of Michigan crossing their T's and dotting their I's. This NAZIYAH Harris case is major. It's a major, major case. A lot of people going down behind this.
I can really believe that.
Let me grab a few comments and then I'm going to bring y'all back in. If y'all got some comments, come on and drop them now while I'm entertaining the chat. Vic Ford says the state is bringing these new SA charges to equate to the time of her red rum charge. Trying to discredit the content creators for keeping her name alive is sad. And this because of the content creators keeping the fire burning. Shout out to all the content creators. It's because of us. And that's why, as I said before, that's why they were always trolling us, because we was on their ass. They cleaning up. They all going to hell. This is sad. Y'all know she not want to be exposed. See, with Every time us content creators was breaking this case down, all other content creators, I ain't ran across a content creator yet that don't put Shannon being involved in the case. So you don't think they've been watching and listening? You don't think they wondering about the text messages? That's why they was saying, and they still say it, y'all gonna get Jarvis off. If Jarvis is guilty, how can we get Jarvis off? Huh? What they were saying is the play that we ran, the scheme using Jarvis as the scapegoat, y'all going to give the defense ammunition to get him off. What they really wanted to say, shut y'all damn asses up, because y'all about to mess up our play. Shay says, NAZIYAH, I believe, is saying, don't stop fighting me. Don't stop fighting for me. That part, because y'all keep them on their toes. Amen, Shank. Keep it loud, make the noise. But they never checked on NAZIYAH, only the other child. Remember, they messed up. That's facts, Miss Fluffy. They better not stop at Shannon. Others need to be locked up as well. When the rest of them babies speak, it's a wrap. Make the noise and keep it loud, Shank. That's when CPS messed up. They overlooked. Shout out all of y'all cleaning up the garbage because Shannon is hiding her. Exactly. Fact, Shank. Yes, sir. The 2022 allegations was supposed to have happened during a birthday party, wasn't it? They could have been at the party. I see you, Jacqueline. Have y'all ever looked at Shannon Page and seen how she has so many pics of Jarvis and Janiyah? He was obsessed with her too, and Shannon act like she couldn't see it. That's facts. That's facts. They be asking, why y'all asking what happened to NAZIYAH? Yeah, y'all keep that knee on their neck. Come on in, Mel or Trelane. Trelane, you could come back in if you want. Trelane or Mel, y'all could come in.
I'll come in. Well, you know, I think when we think about the others being involved, and you know, like I was listening to somebody the other night, and they was talking about at one time they were being discussed, but it kind of went away for some reason. But the discussion of the man that held the case for 30 days before he went to the police. Who was he protecting? The monster or somebody else? Because why would you be protecting the monster? Right? It makes sense. So if you're not protecting the monster, who are you protecting? And how did the monster get inserted? That's just my question. And I'm gonna digress on that one.
And that's an excellent question. We going back to the case being held for 30 days. Come on, Trelane. Come on.
No, go ahead. Finish, Hank. Finish saying what you were saying.
You come on in. Come on in.
No, she's right. At the end of the day, like she said, if you holding the case for 30 days, and if you're not protecting Jarvis, then who's being protected? Like you've always said, Shank, how deep does the rabbit hole go? How many people were involved? How many people knew? How many people were involved? How many people knew? And why didn't they say anything? Will always be the major issue with me. Like I say, to have like for the prosecution and the defense to say they went up from 40 to daggone there twice as many witnesses and people that have something to say. And I don't know if they have more people that want to actually testify, or like they say, they found more evidence or whatever the case may be to prove the defense's case or the prosecution's case. But I just think too many people either had an idea or directly knew about what he was doing and didn't say anything. Why they didn't say anything, I don't know. I guess it's just as good as anybody gets, just as good as mine.
They protecting somebody. And in my opinion, the big fish is Miss Annette, because everything is under Miss Annette's watch. Even though Shannon, we all feel like Shannon got a hand in the cookie jar, but you got to remember, Miss Annette is the big fish. That's who's being protected. She's the one with the connections.
Right.
She's the
one who exactly.
She's the shot
She
caller.
waited till the next morning. Yep. She waited till the next morning. Like, was that correct? She waited till the next morning to actually go to the DPD, the police department. Is that true? She waited till the next morning to finally report NAZIYAH missing?
Yes, because Shannon asked her, should we call the police? She told Shannon, no. I'll do it tomorrow. So Miss Annette is protecting something. She's a shot caller. That's how shot callers operate when they get jammed up. See, notice Shannon asked. Shannon, if Miss Annette wasn't a shot caller, Shannon would have called the damn police on her own. Shannon is an adult. She's an adult. That's her niece. But she had to go through Miss Annette. So now, and here it is. She waited till the next day for two possible reasons. One, NAZIYAH may have ran away. And she may have felt, okay, she ran away. She gonna come home. She probably here. She probably there. You know, she want to be hot. She want to be grown. You know, okay then. That's one option. That's one possibility. But then the other one is what everybody feel. She needed time. She needed time to cover Shannon's tracks, because Shannon allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly, Shannon hit NAZIYAH upside her head. She didn't mean to take her out, but she hit her upside her head and she went out. Miss Annette, shot caller. Miss Annette got to clean all this up. Number one, that's her daughter. And number two, it happened on her watch.
Right.
And that don't report to nobody. And that go back to Mark D's demonstration. 40-year CPS. Miss Annette don't report to nobody. Everybody report to her. She's the shot caller. She's in control. She's the queen on the board. And she's a powerful.
Something else.
Go ahead, Mel. Go ahead.
She was the only one that did not identify Jarvis in that courtroom.
Right. Good point, Mel. Good point. Good point. And she know damn well she knew that was him. She's talking about, oh, I don't see him in the court. She knew that was him. That's what make everybody, everybody leaning towards her. Like Shane said, she's the shot caller. She waited till the next day to report her missing. No parent in their right mind is gonna wait. If my son isn't home within 10 minutes of when I'm expecting him to be home, I'm not waiting till the next morning to call the police. Absolutely not. I don't care what the scenario or what the circumstances. It makes no sense. I'm not waiting till the next day. I wouldn't even be able to sleep.
And let me just slide in. With the reputation that Detroit got, I think it was, what was the statistics that I gave on the missing children in Detroit for the year? Oh man, I forgot. But anyway, Detroit is a known sex trafficking city. So your granddaughter is missing. Your granddaughter could possibly have been kidnapped, possibly in the sex trafficking ring. Every second on the clock counts when someone is kidnapped. Every second. Now you're going to wait till the next morning and you don't contact 911. I'm a grown man. I'm calling 911 immediately. And I'm on one when I call 911. I'm hitting the phone. I'm calling up any and everybody that I know. I need you. I need you. Cars pulling up.
Exactly.
And I'm a grown man.
Yep.
Come on, Trey.
When you care about your loved one and you care about your kids, There's no wait until the next morning to report them missing. Absolutely not. I'm on one just like you. I'm calling 911. I'm going to the precinct. I'm not sleeping at night. I'm not even going in my house. I'm not laying in my bed. Where's my kid?
Yeah.
No. That's wild to me when I saw your demonstration and I found that out. What you mean you waited till the next morning to report missing? Who does that? Nah. Like everybody said, I'm pretty sure it was for them to buy time for whatever happened to her. She needed to buy time for whoever did what they did for her, God forbid, to do what they had to do. Because it makes no sense. For Shannon not to call 911, Annette not to call 911. I'm sure she contacted Marquita. I'm sure they all, like you say, everybody communicates with each other. So just like they said, I think in the trial when Shannon texts Jarvis and asked him did he see NAZIYAH, and he said no. All right, so once he said no, then what's the next step? You call the police. You get the local authorities involved. You got to find this girl because, like you say, every second counts. Like the first 48. Anybody who's ever watched the first 48, every second counts. You don't wait.
You don't wait. Every second count. Like I said, I'm on one. Come on. You gonna be on one, Trey. You gonna be on one, Mel. Everybody in the chat on the replay game gonna be on one unless we are behind their disappearance. Unless we are behind the reason why they didn't come home.
Exactly. Yep.
We saw how she acted towards Jarvis in that court. What she do? I need Miss Parker to get the impersonation, but he was sitting right in your face, and you just.
And can I tell you something else? Something else that didn't happen. They never made her identify him either, even after they bought her glasses. She still say she didn't see him, but not the prosecution, the defense, or the judge made her identify Jarvis. She just still said she didn't see him. Everybody else saw him. Didn't need no glasses or nothing. I'm just saying.
In 6 hours on January the 9th, all that took place in 6 hours.
Because Shank, the last time anybody said they saw her alive was from that video when she got off the bus, correct?
Correct. King said when they got back from Ypsilanti at 8:45, and when he left the shop, Jarvis and NAZIYAH was together.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up for me. Okay.
And then
from 8:40. Okay.
And then remember Shannon mentioned that she was the last one to see NAZIYAH. Now that could have been she's saying she was the last one to see her that was at the house, but I took it as Shannon saying I was the last one to see NAZIYAH before she went missing. I could be wrong.
Right. And after the 8:45, when King said that was the last time he saw her, during the trial, weren't the detectives saying trying to describe all of the locations that Jarvis's phone was pinging in Ypsilanti in like different locations? Like basically he saw her 8:45, but later on throughout the night, or was it the next morning, that his phone or somebody else kept pinging in different locations in Ypsilanti. I can't remember how it worked out, but I know with the text and stuff, they were saying like somebody's phone was pinging in different locations within that Ypsilanti area. So
it was Jarvis, but I think Jarvis was doing something else. I'm gonna stand on that.
Something else like what, Mel?
Well, maybe you and Shane can tell me if I'm using the right terminology because I don't want to say it on the panel. He was a plug. Is that the right terminology?
Mm-hmm.
He was people's plugs.
Just like I believe Mel, you mean a plug or like a co-conspirator? Which one?
No,
The
I
plug.
mean,
The plug.
Plug?
The plug.
Oh, they would. Oh, okay. You think? Oh, maybe he was. He was the plug, and maybe somebody else had something to do with it, or
No, he was the plug. He was dealing, some of this, some of that. And everybody had to go through him, to get what they
everybody
need.
was, yeah, all the way down to his sister.
but did he have a history of that?
He probably didn't. Not all plugs get caught.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point. Yeah, a
And
lot of
then,
plugs. Yeah.
But
and
to
then
be moving like he was moving, he had to be.
let's go back to the text messages between Jarvis and NAZIYAH on that morning of April the 9th. You gonna meet me. You gonna get me. You gonna come get me.
Right, January 9th. Yeah.
She said, hit me when you get out. So she said, I'm gonna leave out early.
Right.
If you leave out early, there's no way you could catch the bus. That's why we know that picture of, if that's NAZIYAH, but that picture of that girl walking down the street, allegedly getting off the bus, that ain't NAZIYAH. And if it is NAZIYAH, it wasn't January the 9th. But most of us, I'm with it. I don't believe she ever got on the bus. That's why she told Jarvis, let me know, hit me when you get outside so I could come out. I'm going to leave out early. He picked her up from the school. I could be wrong.
Could be right. Yeah. Could be wrong, could be right. No, nobody knows.
Moderators, handle the chat. And everybody else in the chat, handle the chat. If it's somebody in the chat that's causing problems, moderators, get them up out of here. Rock Squad, point them out to the moderators so they can get them up out of here.
Yeah, the way he was moving around town, he there, and then probably most of the women he was dealing with, he was probably the plug.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know his I don't know his dealings other than what he was, all that other stuff he was convicted for in regards to the kids, but in
The way
regards to
they had
being
his phone pinging around that town, his phone was there, it was on this street,
right.
it was on
That's
that
what I was
street, it was
saying.
over
Exactly.
there.
Yeah. Exactly.
I had told Shank that a long time ago. I said, I believe Jarvis was doing. He wasn't going to girl house to do whatever that was. He was sliding through the city. That's what he was doing.
And it's just, to me, it's so crazy. Like, I know sometimes, Shank, like when you put the chat on timeout and you post the picture of the like 6, 7, 8 women that he was allegedly involved with. Did they not know his background? Did they not know where he was previously convicted? This will always goes back to my saying. Some people think, like I say, everybody can't be rehabilitated. So out of these 7, 8 girls, I don't know their names. I just only know the faces when you post the. There you go. Thank you. All of them right there. I don't know the situation, but I know at the end of the day, they had. I can't say they maybe knew about his previous convictions, but everybody can't be rehabilitated. Somebody had to know. Out of these 8 girls,
you're not caring about his background. It seems
you
like
said
he
if
only
you're
had
what?
that. If you flying, you ain't caring about his background. He the plug. And if he breaking you up, for free, he can do whatever he wants. I mean, that's what I always saw on TV.
Let me just slide
in.
Right. Let me. Y'all owe Trelane. Trelane is the one that got y'all punished. He brought it up. So make sure y'all look. Make sure y'all take y'all anger out on Trelane and not Shank Rock. Blame Trelane. Appreciate the super sticker, Shay. Appreciate the super sticker, Shay.
So, like I'm saying, out of these 8 women you got right here, right, Shank? They, it's just hard for me to believe that they. All right, maybe they did. Maybe they didn't know about his prior past conviction history. Maybe they didn't know. But maybe
I
they
think they
still
did.
didn't know to the day till he got arrested. You think they
I,
did?
I think they did. I mean, let's keep it 100, y'all. Let's keep it 100. A man with the character of Jarvis that ain't hitting on nothing. Let's be honest, women. Most of the times get a lot of women for whatever reasons. And we can get into some of the reasons. Some people feel low self-esteem. But then you take a man that on his A game and got, things going on, he don't have a lot of women beating his door down. See, here's my whole take on these women. It was a challenge. It was just a challenge to them. It was all about, she got him, I got him too. I don't care how much time she got with him, long as I got him. Because what did the fiance say? Jarvis would come to her house, right? They didn't live together. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jarvis would come to her house, but by 2 a.m., was it 2 a.m. or was it 11 p.m.? Can't remember the time, y'all. Help me out. But either way, Jarvis would never stay the night with her. Now, Trelane, my fiance, come on now.
Good point, Shank. I forgot about that. You're right. You're right. You're not wondering why this nigga not staying? He leaving out in the middle of the night?
Right.
Good point. I forgot about that.
Okay.
He's a perfect example of one. He's here and leaving this time. He ain't really staying nowhere.
Okay, let me finish my plane. Now I'm punishing y'all. But I gotta punish y'all to land my plane. So I gotta punish the chat and the replay game to land my plane. Now, okay, many believe Shank, they had low self-esteem. I could see that. But in my opinion, a couple of them, if you know what, I ain't gonna go there. So let me backtrack what I must say. All right. Okay, so let's say low self-esteem, right? Whenever a man has multiple women, and I'll use me as an example. Trelane, you can use you if you want. But when I had multiple women, it was the chase. It was this one not letting me have this one. That one not letting me have that one. So it was like they were so you get where I'm coming
the
from?
thrill of it. I got you, Shane. It's the thrill of the chase. I get it. I get you. I got it. Trust me. I got it, I got it. It's the thrill of at the end of the day saying, oh, I could do this. I could do this with this one. I could do this with that one.
Bingo.
At the end of the day, no matter what happens, they still gonna want me because I'm the man. And I can do what I want.
Bingo. Let me read the super chat. Appreciate the super chat, Mary. I'm just sitting back, watching and listening. Salute to all of you. So that's where I'm at with it. Mixed with the low self-esteem, but it's the thrill. Come on, Trey or Mel. It don't matter which one.
I just know when you really think about it like that, and just this is a deep thought. With the way he was moving, the way he was sliding from here to there, he just threw up a hat, threw up a coin, say heads or tail, bam, I'ma choose Tatiana to be my fiance. But listen to the way he talked to her. It was insane. You remember that one jail call, the way he was talking to her? Telling her where she act like she brand new and sharing this and all that. But when I go back to the girl that when I think about the girl that went down from Atlanta. You remember her? Her and her friend went to Atlanta and she hooked up with Shannon and Marquita.
Right.
And what she say they was doing,
That Cash
Yeah.
Girl. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
they was doing stuff there. So that leads me to the fact, back to the point where, and each one of these women had been to the shop. I understand how he was sliding, but he was also the dude. He was him. So when it worked both ways. You could say it was the thrill of the chase to him, but also if they knew that, if they could do that just to get their free supply, then hey, that's the name of the game, right?
Right.
You give, I get. So that's just the way he was sliding.
Right.
That's the way I see it. Because I don't think he was ever. I don't even think he ever really, wherever he went at Tata would go him. Let me go over here at 3. We do this. I take a nap. I can slide because I already broke you off, and it wasn't always about the EX. It was about something else. So it allowed him to slide the way he was sliding. Those kind of men don't sleep at night. They be up all night. May nap here, nap there, but the way he was sliding through there, then you have to think, when did he have so much time to get with kids when he was sliding amongst all these women like that?
Right, because you got 8 different women within that
Right.
picture. Within that picture, Shane just posted. So how did he have time to maneuver from this one, maneuver from that one? But like Shane said, he did it. He be with one girl, leave a house 1, 2 in the morning. Who knows where whose house he will go to next? He was all over the place. He was all over the place.
Right. So just
All over the
think,
place.
if he was kicking it, or if he was, doing what he was doing with their kids, that means, well, what was you doing? That means you was probably, burning a candle.
Right.
If you feel what I'm saying.
Question. Wait, sorry to cut you off, Mel. Out of the women's pictures Shane just posted, right? How many
Oh, you want the
other than
pictures again? You want the pictures again,
No,
Trelane? You you
yeah,
no.
you can
you
put the
you want the
picture up, but
pictures
don't
again, Mel?
yeah, but don't put everybody on timeout. I just want to get something across real quick and take everybody on timeout. So out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out of these 8 women, how many of them had daughters? I'm not even gonna say children. Out of these, well, wait, one is Shannon, one is Latricia. I don't know Latricia. Other than Shannon, out of these other 7 women, how, does anyone know how many of these girls had like daughters that are like 8 years old, between like, let's just say 7 to 13? How many of them had daughters between those ages? So depending on how many of these girls right here in these pictures had daughters of that particular age, my question is, once again, like you said, Shane, is it a issue of self-esteem? But how many of these women had daughters? Do these women bother to check? If this guy's always coming in and leaving your house at a certain time of night, never staying, moving around a certain way, you had to be suspicious. Women, y'all are very smart. Y'all are smarter than us. Y'all
You're right.
intuition is legit. Y'all
You're
intuition never
right.
steers y'all wrong. Your
But
intuition never steers y'all wrong because y'all know something is up.
if you're the plug, they know how you moving.
Right.
It ain't even all about them thinking you get with another woman. They know that you got to keep moving. You slide.
Oh, good point, man. I think right. Yeah, that's true. You would think, yeah, he's not gonna stay. He's gonna be in the move. Yeah, good point. Good point.
Appreciate that super sticker, Ruthie. Appreciate the super sticker, Ruthie. All right, y'all. I'm take y'all off punishment. Y'all finish.
Good point. Good point, Mel. They more than likely accepted his role, and they were probably more than happy than the fact that to just have a man in their life in general. Whether he was trying to get serious with them, he was the plug. He would just pull up with whatever he pulled up with. They had their fun and he left. But at the end of the day, they knew what the scenario was, and they might have been happy with that. They were satisfied. Like you say,
Yep.
some women have low self-esteem. They just happy to have a guy around. They might have just been happy to have Jarvis around. Not a bad looking individual. He did what he did. They had their fun. He left them. Some they might have been happy with that. And it's messed up because of it, his history and stuff. Then it is, you might be satisfied with what he can bring to the table for you, but you're not looking at it deeper than what it was. He might be acting like he wants to be with the woman, but he's really trying to go after your kids.
And I still question him telling Shannon that. I really question that. I question whether or not he really told her that, or she just said that so that it wouldn't appear that,
Mm-hmm. No, I got you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I question.
Let me take these super chats real quick. Appreciate the super chat, Mouth Deuce. Shank, stop the torture, please. All right, Mouth Deuce and everybody. I won't punish y'all no more. All right. Appreciate the super chat, Kelly. Kelly says, different variations of the same hard face.
Oh, good choice of words, Kelly. Different variations of the same hard face. More like more like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Y'all want me to put the pictures up again? See, every time I take them down, y'all want me to put them back up. Come on, Trelane. Come on.
Right. Like she said, more different, more pictures of the same face, but at the end of the day, we don't know what, how do I put this? We don't know the extent of which he was dealing with these 7-8 women in the picture. We don't know. He, like you say, he might have just been a side piece for some of them. He pull up, do what he do, leave, and that's that. But end of the day, like, I don't know how many of them had children or whatever the case may be, but I know for the fact that somebody out of those 78, 90, 80, 100 witnesses that the defense is now supposed to be calling up come start of the trial in February, somebody had to have some piece of vital information that could have helped NAZIYAH. Somebody had it. There's no way. Somebody had to have some kind of information to help her. And nobody did nothing to help her until, now that it might be too late. Now everybody's popping up out the bushes. Oh, I got something to say. Oh, I seen this. I seen that. This is 78, 80 people, 80 witnesses they're going to supposedly be calling up in February. Oh, yeah, I noticed this. I noticed that. My thing has always been, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to always say this. If he was taking NAZIYAH to that hotel room, you mean to tell me nobody know? Because it wasn't that the night of January 9th wasn't the first time that she went to the hotel room with him, because she said it in one of the text messages. When the detective was reading the text messages during the preliminary hearing, NAZIYAH specifically said it. She asked where they were going to go, and NAZIYAH specifically said, are we going to go to the room? They went there more than once. So you can't tell me nobody noticed. You mean to tell me nobody noticed this grown man got a kid with him in the hotel room? Somebody's seen something. There's no way.
Let me see if it's something. Let me see if it's something on this clip, y'all. Clip for a minute.
In the death and disappearance of 13-year-old NAZIYAH Harris now faces more charges for separate crime. 42-year-old Jarvis Butts is accused of sexually assaulting an 8-year-old relative. Investigators say it happened to the girl several times at his workplace over the course of a year. Butts was charged with first and second degree criminal sexual conduct today. He's also charged with sexually assaulting and murdering NAZIYAH Harris in 2024. His trial in that case is set to begin next month.
Trelane.
Yep.
Why does he always have that mask on? What would be some reasons why he has this mask on?
Well, I know in a like if someone was leaving one of my jails to go to court and they wanted to wear the mask, there's no reason we would have him take it off. Like if they're leaving, let's just say hypothetically speaking, they're leave. Let's just say they might just say, "Oh, I got a cold. I don't want to get nobody else sick, so I'm gonna wear this mask." Even when they get to the courtroom, they can't make him take the mask off. Even if we know he's faking and trying to hide his face, but I don't think there's any rules or anything in place that can make him take that mask off. No. That's why that's why he's wearing it. Nobody can. I don't think there's not any authority or any legal justification to make him take that mask off his face. We all know why he's wearing it, but I don't think anybody can make him take it off, except for the fact that I think when Annette was on the stand and she was trying to identify him, I can't remember. Did they make him take it off temporarily and put it back on? I can't remember, but no, right?
They never told him to take it off.
No.
Yeah, the judge told him to take it off, but not for Annette. She told him to take it off for somebody else. That's what I'm saying. But when it came to Annette, nobody really made him do anything.
Yeah, I don't think they can make him take it off. It's a face mask. It's what you wear if you're supposedly, you're sick, you have a cold, you don't want to get the other people that's locked up, you don't want to get them sick, this and that. I don't think they can make him take it off. They should make him take it off because we know there's nothing wrong with him, but no, I think if he wants to wear it, he can wear it. But you might see him with the mask on the whole trial. I don't think they can make him take it off unless unless someone's trying to identify him and then he has to take it off temporarily real quick and put it back over his nose. No, I don't think they could do that. At least in New York. I don't know how it is out there in Detroit, but I don't think in New York they would make him take that mask off. I could be wrong. I don't know how they do it inside the actual courts themselves, because I'm just in a jail, but actually inside the actual courts, I don't know if they can make him take that mask off. Only for identification purposes, but like I said, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I know when he was in the interrogation room talking to those two detectives, he didn't have no mask on. He was talking to and they was questioning him and asking him this and that. He didn't have no mask on his face. All of a sudden, he's coming out during the preliminary hearings. Now he feels the need to wear a mask. Nah, take that mask off. There's nothing wrong with you. Man, it's all a bunch of nonsense, man. All a bunch of nonsense. All a part of the game. And I'm sure that go ahead.
Let me grab some comments from the chat, y'all. That new judge ain't going to play with him. The COVID being over. Gray, purple, oh, I can't see. That mask was the reason that they were looking around crazy when they were asked, do you see Jarvis? This was his first play to get a mistrial. Good point, son. That's a good point, y'all. Let's look at Son, what Son says. That mask was the reason that they were looking around crazy when they were asked, do you see Jarvis? This was his first play to getting a mistrial. I never even looked at it like that, son. Okay, come on. He is going in and out of a hotel with children. In the court, they should. Look at their faces in court on that stand. None of them are disgusted, hurt, nor shocked. He's wearing a mask because he's a sick individual. He told the courts he had business to handle. They let him do that. He gives me Michael Ealy vibes. I see, Jacqueline. Exactly, Ms. Fluff. Yeah, it's clear by now he must have a legal right to wear that mask. And it would be different if he was sick, but he just wearing that mask because he trying to keep as many people as he can from seeing his funky ass face. It is bad when you ashamed of your own self. And he didn't have a mask on in the free court appearance either. COVID is still out there. Yes, COVID is still out here, even a worse strain. She's has been their supplier since the twins were young. Nobody is that calm, especially when it comes to a man that was around their kids as well and could have touched them. I see you, Sean. Marty says, right. This is not normal. Y'all is sick and disturbing. Come on back in, Trelane or Mel. Any last words before we get out of here, Mel? Any last words before we get out of here, Mel?
No, I just appreciated the conversation. And I think it's just a lot of things that we really have to look at. You know, if they waited 30 days to report it, who were they protecting? The same monster that's in jail? Like, why would you give him 30 days to, get rid of evidence or, hell, go to Mexico? I don't know. But I just thought that was weird.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Mel.
All right.
All right, good talking to you, Mel.
Any last words before we get out of here, Trelane?
Yeah, like I said, I'm just tired of the whole like justice system babying these dudes, babying these repeat offenders, I should say. These guys who have been convicted of other serious criminal charges before, and they always feel the need to, let's give them bail, let's give them probation, let's do this. No, they don't need that. Some people just need to be in jail the rest of their lives. Just like the individual, you went to the vigil for the young lady who, when the man attacked her on the train, and he unalived her by doing that to her neck. He had a crazy previous criminal history. He was on the streets, and he never should have been on the streets.
Yeah.
Because all these liberals and all these people, they like I said, they think everybody could be rehabilitated, but everybody can't. Some people really need to spend the rest of their life behind bars. And I'm always fair. I've been doing my job for almost 16 years. What's right is right and wrong is wrong. Not everybody that's locked up is a bad individual. Not everybody that's locked up is guilty. You have plenty of people that's locked up that are innocent. You do. But for the people that are locked up that have been proven guilty and have prior criminal conviction for certain charges in certain cases, they don't need to be let out. And when you let them out, stuff like what happened with the young lady on the train for the vigil you went with, stuff like that happened. You can't let everybody out. I always say this: there has to be one unified law, justice system, way they prosecute people. It has to be one, and they have to get it right, because if not, things like the unaliving of the girl on the train, things like that are gonna keep happening, and it's gonna keep happening. It's sad. Like, when will they get it right? That's just all I'm gonna say, man. That's it. I just hope they get it right.
I appreciate you, Trelane.
All right.
Appreciate this super sticker, Sean. So now this new charge. Now, I don't know how they're going to do this, but I do know that he will be back in court for this new charge on the 8th of October. I'm not sure if they're going to run all these charges together as one. But as soon as I get information on will they run this with the new court date for NAZIYAH and the other charges on February the 23rd of 2026. But as soon as I get some information, I will bring it to everybody. But he'll be back in court October the 8th. We just heard him say he'll be back in court on October the 8th, y'all. So I'll run this back for those that just pulled up to catch everybody up on the new charge. All right. And after this, I'll leave the chat running and you all can hang around. Salute everybody.
Waiting trial on charges of murder, kidnapping, and sexual assault is facing even more disturbing allegations. He's charged with sexually assaulting several young girls, and now we're told a family member as well. And Fox News' Camille Amiri is live with the latest on this, and very disturbing here, Camille.
Yeah, very disturbing to say the least. We're talking about 42-year-old Jarvis Butts. I'm sure his name sounds familiar to our viewers. Take a look at some video in court today. Charged with sexually assaulting his own daughter. She was just 8 years old at the time. Prosecutors say this happened between June of 2021 and June of 2022. Of course, his name is familiar because he was accused of the kidnapping and murder and sexual assault of 13-year-old NAZIYAH Harris in 2024, arrested last fall. He's been in jail ever since on those charges. But since then, several more charges involving criminal sexual conduct and young girls dating back to 2012. And then today, we learned he allegedly sexually assaulted his daughter at his place of work. Take a listen.
He has done it multiple times. On top of that, there was a witness who caught the defendant penetrating the complaining witness. And Your Honor, it should be noted that he is facing other multiple CSC charges.
Now, Butts was remanded to the Wayne County Jail, where he has been ever since last fall. No bond for him in any of these cases. Meanwhile, he'll be back in court on this case on October 8th. Reporting live, Camila Mary, Fox 2 News.
Well, it's so very sad. Camille, I know there are allegations, but are there possibilities of other victims out there that investigators may be looking into?
I mean, yeah, and nothing is off the table, right? And they are investigating all possible leads, and prosecutors say that this guy, they say he's an expert groomer, and they say that he would actually befriend women, date women specifically to get to their daughters. This has just been a horrific story we've been following ever since it broke last year, and we'll continue to bring you details. Karen, back to you.
Well, at least police have him. Thanks.